Continuing the welcome, the agenda begins with Andrea Monteiro from the MentorTech, who will to introduce us the Citizens Xelerator project video. Then she will give the floor to Antonella from Dante, who will present Citizens Xelerator tools and results. What are the possibilities? Then, without interruption, and I asked to Antonella pass the floor to Dina Soeiro from the European Association for Adult Education, will give us in EAA perspective a brief presentation on the Citizen Xelerator experience impact of the projects on adult learning. At the end of her presentation, I will ask her to pass the floor to Marta Reis from MentorTech, who will manage the presentations prepared by each of the partner, who in 5 minutes, short time, will unpack the insights because their experiences matters. Finally, in the last 15 minutes that remain, we will give you the floor, of course, and by raising your hand, you will be able to switch on the microphone and ask 1 or 2 questions or make a comment. But at that point, Andrea will present you 2 questions that, if possible, we'll like to answer writing on the chat of the Zoom. So after this, welcome. Andrea, please, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Andrea Monteiro. I'm representing MentorTech in this event. MentorTech is a Portuguese company that coordinated this project. So this 2 years project, and it's for me a privilege to be here to talk about a little bit what we have done in these 2 years. I want to thank you to APCEP team, the host of this conference, for giving me this privilege, and I hope that from my presentation you have an overview of what we plan to do and somehow what we produced during these 2 years. So I will share my screen. I believe you are all seeing it. Yeah, okay. So Citizens Xelerator, it's a 2 years project funded by the Erasmus Plus program. So we are basically finalizing our project. And today I will be introducing just some hints on what made us to think about this project, okay? So working with adults on civic and democratic literacy, this was the motto for us to build this project, not only during the preparation of the proposal, but mostly during the implementation of our activities. We got inspired on entrepreneurs. You know, everyone talks about entrepreneurs as high people with high ideas. So we get inspired on entrepreneurs and on entrepreneurship to build this project. This is why we call it Citizens Xelerator, because we wanted to somehow guide adult learners to be more civically and democratically active through acceleration. And from our activities, you will know that we really got inspired on entrepreneurship and how we did it. So this was the challenge, this was our goal, and this is what we managed to do, working with adult learners to reinforce their competencies to be more active in their communities. So who are we and what we have done during these 2 years? The core team of the project, it integrates 9 organizations from 8 countries. So we are mostly organizations acting in the adult education. From Portugal, we have MentorTech and APCEP. From Croatia, we have DANT. From Italy, CEGIA. From Germany, VHS. From Catalonia, Spain, ACEFIR. From Greece, Action Aid. From Romania, we have Adult Education Association, and from Ireland, we have Hawantas. So this is us. This is how we started the project. And this is the first 9 organizations that built the Citizens Xelerator project. In the meantime, and along our path, we managed to join other almost 30 organizations with us that supported us, not only doing the implementation, but reaching adults, reaching other adult educators, and also promoting our events. So to give visibility and empower the adult learners and promote impact of the project. What we have done, so basically in short, and I won't spend too much time on this because we will introduce you with more detail these resources. We basically produced 2 main outcomes, okay? What we call the LifeCom cards. It's one of the resources that we have developed. We have used it in our activities, and we have them also to provide to other adult educators. And we have also what we call the model and kit, the Citizens Accelerated model and kit. The model, I will talk about it a little bit. It's a kind of a concept, okay? So we are talking about the approach, what we actually understood as Citizen Accelerator will be. And the kit, it's a set of activities that are integrated in this model that we had opportunity also to test during these years. So why the core team? Why do I identify our team members as the core team? Because along the way, all members, and I'm talking about adult professionals that supported the design and implementation of this project, they reveal commitment to make something different, commitment to learn with each other, commitment to make the difference in adult education since the very, very beginning. So we started, well, the meeting online, and then in Portugal with the first meeting with peer learning sessions. So we start sharing ideas, sharing know-how, and sharing also desires, okay? This team also reveal ownership. You all work in field, so you know it's a challenge. It's always a challenge to put a project that is in a paper in the field. So to do that, we need to get deep in the project. And this team actually was available to make this project as their own, okay? So make it as their personal project as well. They adjusted everything we have done to the target groups, to the community. They have made a lot of changes and got different ideas to be able to implement everything we have done. Even the adult learners that worked with us, they also own the project because they accepted the challenge to do the activities, to have the hands-on approach during the project, and to make also some difference at this level. The team also revealed responsibility. And this responsibility was at 3 levels. As educators, so they really got committed with the idea of supporting adult learners, of guiding adult learners on making everything as a meaningful to the adult learners. And they also were responsible as learners. So the best professional is the one that is available to learn along the process, and this team was able to do that, learning with adult learners, learning with each other, and learning by doing, okay? And also responsibility as human beings, because I believe this project actually promoted and had an impact on adult learners' lives and in our lives as well. This team also revealed excellency, and you will be able to understand this when you go through the outcomes and the resources that we have developed. My colleague Antonella will show you in the website, which is a great also resource that we built. It's very nice and very easy to use. And you will check the excellency on our products. From the news that we have at the website, you will check the excellency on the activities and events promoted, And when my colleagues will present what we have done during these years, you will check the excellency of these professionals. So this is the core team, and you will be able to meet a little bit some of us during this meeting, and I will ask each one of our colleagues to make the introduction, their name and organization, just to make sure that you are aware who is talking, okay? So, and of course, 40 organizations that we have in our network. So what we have done during these 2 years, I talked about the LifeCon cards, okay? Antonella will deep this part, but basically this is one of the resources that we developed to support adult learners identifying and promoting competences, but not all competences. We are talking about competences at 3 levels. Personal level, where we are talking about self-regulation, flexibility, well-being. At social level, empathy, communication, collaboration, and at learning level, growth, mindset, critical thinking, and managing learning. So as you can see, this is very, very related with 3 of the European pillars of learning, which is be able to be, learn to live together, and learn to learn. So this is pretty much the background of our project, which is very, very basic on the idea of the European of learning, European of adult learning. So this is very important for us because this reveals the commitment that we have also for the European project, okay? So you may probably think, okay, so where did you got inspiration to build these LifeCon cards? Well, we actually got expired in European framework for personal, social, and learning to learn key competencies. I advise you to check, if you don't know this framework, to check it and to analyze as much as possible. This framework is organized in these 3 areas that I just said: personal, social, and learning. And for each one, you have these 9 competencies that I've briefly introduced you. And here you can find the concept of these competencies, how we can identify or how we can also promote these competencies. And these life cards are available in digital format in our website, and you will go through it in a minute. And they are also available in printing format. I have one example here that my colleagues from APSEP gave it to me, and this is a very important resource. Altogether, partners have printed 425 boxes with these cards, and you will be able to know more about these cards during the event. And the idea of getting these cards printing was to share with the organizations and professionals that support us during these 2 years, okay? So these are the LifeCon cards. What about the model and kit? So as I said, the model, it's our approach, and our approach that we identify as Citizens Xelerator Action Labs. So as you see, action labs. So we are talking about a place where we are active, a place where adult educators and adult learners can do things, okay? This approach is not a physical space. This is an idea. This is, let's say, the methodology behind, because we, during these 2 years, we implemented these action labs in many different fields, in many different regions of our countries. So they were kind of in mobility during these 2 years. So, and this is the idea, the action labs of the Citizens Xelerator project. And in these action labs, we mostly promoted 4 types of activities. One of the activities were the think tank sessions. So you can see here the entrepreneurship idea or background of our project. So think tank sessions were basically brainstorm sessions where we bring adult learners to discuss and to identify some, some opportunities or some needs, some challenges or gaps that they may verify in the community and they would like to overcome. Okay, so it was a kind of discussion from our experience, from living here in this community, what needs to be done. So this is the starting point of these sessions. Some ideas were identified during these sessions, and adult learners pick 1, 2, 3, depending on the country, and they make it real. Okay, so this will be the second type of activities. Create your action. So to answer these needs, to answer this challenge, adult learners join efforts to think on an action, to think on an initiative, to think on an activity, and mobilizing resources to implement it, to answer the challenge or need they spotted previously. So these two activities are very related with each other. And the two activities depend on adult learners. The second one, for example, everything will be done by adult learners with the supporters from educators. The third activity, it's what we call the Citizens Xelerator celebration days. Okay, so we thought, okay, so we need to give visibility to the project. Maybe we can take advantage from some celebration days that we already have to do it and raise awareness of the community to the European Common Social Values. We are talking about, I don't know, Mental Health Day, Citizenship Day, or Peace Day. So days that we celebrate at national, regional, or international levels, that to raise awareness to a very important topics, and we take advantage of it, and we challenge adult learners to prepare something to the community related with those topics, related with those days. So it was a perfect match. So we have the days, we already have some initiatives about these days. Why not putting adult learners doing it and giving visibility to everything they are doing during this process? So as you can see in these three activities, this is pretty much inspiring entrepreneurship, because we are spotting opportunities, which is the think tank sessions, and we are planning, mobilizing resources to pass to action. These are the Create Your Action and Celebration Days. So we are talking about being able to identify opportunities and plan and mobilize resources to pass to action. This is entrepreneurship, and this is what we wanted to accomplish. So we got the idea, Action Labs. We got the three activities. We need to reinforce adult learners' competences to be able to do this. Life cards are important for that, because they give the empowerment to these adult learners at personal, social, and learning levels to be able to do it, but we need more. For this reason, we created micro-learning sessions. These micro-learning sessions are more formal, let's say, training that we prepare for adult learners in very, very different topics. We are talking about financial literacy. We are talking about entrepreneurial skills, as I said. We are talking about social empathy, intercultural competences, and we are also talking about career management, which was another topic that we integrated in these projects. So the micro-learning sessions with life cards allow us to empower adult learners to be able to implement these activities in our communities. So as you can see from the micro-learning sessions, we have also two other frameworks, European frameworks here. The ENTRECOM, so the European Entrepreneurship Competences Framework, which is based on these three, let's say, axes: spotting opportunities, mobilizing resources, and put it into action, and the digital competence framework for citizens, because we have to reinforce some digital competences of our adult learners. So Antonella will give you a little bit more hints about these resources, but this is what we have produced during the first year of the project. So after this first work in the first year of the project, we went to practice. We went to the field, and we started with the capacity building of adult educators from our countries. And for this, we have the support from our colleagues, Alexandras from VHS Germany, that kindly prepared a training that we implemented in our countries to prepare our professionals to use the action labs and to use our resources. So this is how it started. Then each one of our organizations went to the field, and with the support of these adult educators, we promoted 177 activities involving almost 2,000 adults. So this is outstanding, I would say. So this is why we are here today, to celebrate everything we have done. In this slide, you can check the numbers that we achieved from the 4 activities. The life concards were transversal. It was a little different approach. And you can see all the numbers we have achieved, and you can see that we overcome what we expected to do. For example, in the think tank, we promoted 18 activities with almost 300 adults. We also create 41 activities involving 358 adults. We promoted 103 micro-learning sessions with almost 1,200 adults. And the celebrating days were 15, involving 164 adults. These numbers are only the activities that we promoted until the end of October. So we have some kind of positive thinking that probably will have higher numbers. But this is just to give you an overview of everything this core team made during this second year. But I will show you a short video, if I may, just to give you an idea, very, very small idea on what we have done during this second year of the project. Okay, so this is just a very, very short overview of what we have done during these 2 years. As you may imagine, it was very difficult to put in a short video everything we have accomplished during this year. That's why we will give the word to our educators to explain a little bit more what they have done. Before we do it, I just want to show you some remarks of the project. These are only 4 of the remarks that we have accomplished during this first year. The first remark, it was I like to say that it's the debut of our project at the international level behind our countries. So we managed to publish a poster at ISERI 2023, which is an international conference on education and research. And was the first, let's say, conference and paper that we have introduced it. We managed to present other papers and in other conferences, but this was the starting point. The other remark, it was the spotlight that the project has in the European Vocational Skills Week in 2023 publication. So the agency recognizes the project as one of the projects that value to be mentioned, not only because of the non-formal approach that we had, but basically because we did it real things, real activities with and to adult learners. So this is also an important remark for us. Another remark, and again, this is just an example, it was the presentation of our project in the conference that went in Algarve in Portugal about active democratic citizenship and adult learning from the Research Network conferences that we had in Portugal. In this conference, the most important aspect that it was shared, it was the adult educators from Portugal perspective on how the project actually contributed to the civic and democratic participation and social empathy of adult learners in our country. So this is also an important remark. And the final, and not the last one, I hope, it was the nomination of the project to the European Adult Education Association Grundtvig Award this year. Unfortunately, we didn't receive the award, but we are in the publication as one of the projects that was considered important. So this is also a remark. Again, these are 4 of the remarks. We have pretty much more remarks that we will share during the upcoming weeks. Just give everyone's perspective of everything we have accomplished. And to complete my presentation and quoting my colleague Cinzia from Segia, Italy, because she shared this with us in the last meeting we had, and I think it was a very bright idea, so I took it from her. Thank you all for these 2 years of journey together. It was a very important path for me personally and professionally, and I'm very happy to celebrate not the end of the project, but basically to celebrate the wisdom, the willing, and also the passion and soul that adult educators that we have here today and adult learners dedicated to this project to make it impactful and meaningful. So thank you, everyone, and thank you to all participants that we have here today celebrating this project with us. Thank you. So I stop my presentation, so you probably won't hear from me today anymore. I will pass the floor to my colleague Antonella from Dante. I hope I didn't get too much spoiled with resources, because Antonella will have the pleasure to navigate you through our website, and you will check in detail our products. So thank you.
Thank you, Andrea, for this introduction to the project. And so I am Antonella Marianusic from the Adult Education Institution Dante from Rijeka, Croatia. And my task here is to show you actually where you can find all of these resources that we have developed within the project. So I'll just start by showing you our website. So this is let me just try and, okay. So this is our website. It's available at citizensxelerator.eu. And here, if Andrea kind of invited you to start thinking about the project and start thinking about using these results, I'll show you where you can find them and how you can use them with your learners in your communities. So as Andrea already mentioned, our main focus is working with adults on a series of key skills. So some examples of these skills would be financial literacy, it would be entrepreneurial skills, it would be digital skills, sustainability skills, and some key life competences that are necessary no matter where you work or live. And not only these, and so we had a quite ambitious focus. We also focused on supporting the development of social empathy and having a more active role in democratic and civic life. So actually becoming more active in your community, taking charge and contributing to its development. I would like to remind you that for all of these skills and competence development, we have developed quite a broad range of resources. And they are also available in a number of languages. So everything is available on the website in a series of languages. So first we have English, of course. We have Portuguese, Spanish, Catalan. We have Croatian, Italian, Romanian, Greek, and German. So everything that I'm about to present is available in all of these languages. In case there is a language that is not presented here and you would like to use these materials, please feel free to reach out to us and we can share with you the materials for translation and use in a different country, in a different language. So to start off with our own key resource, these are the LifeCom cards. So they are these 9 competences that perfectly map onto the European framework LifeComp of competences. And you can see here that we are using the 3 colors because we have 3 areas of competence here. So we have the personal competence, the social competence area, and the learning area. And within each of these, we have 3 separate competences. So when you click in to a competence like self-regulation, for example, you'll see the card. So the card on the front, you'll see the title of the competence in English, but in all of the project languages on the side, and a very short, brief definition of this competence. And you have a QR code as well that leads back to this very website in case you actually are using these as a printed material. On the back, what you'll find is some supplementary activities related to the competence. So the first thing is a series of questions you can kind of ask yourself to check whether you have this competence and maybe at what level or in which areas you're a bit better at, a bit worse at. And you have also some practical examples when you can see this competence in action, when you can use this competence. And on the side, you have listed activities actually that support the development of this competence. They're available on the website and they're downloadable PDFs. And their idea actually is they're activities you can use to develop this competence, and they're meant to be used more in with a facilitator in a learning setting, in a classroom setting, or in a less formal setting. But you will need at least a facilitator to guide participants in the activities. And again, of course, each of these cards, each of these activities is available in all of the other languages we have mentioned here. So this is kind of the first thing, and they are available, so you can use them like they are. You can use them as an online resource. You can print them out, whatever you prefer. And they're actually available both as a print version altogether, both the activities and the cards, and as an online version for use, again, both the cards and the activities. So this was our central starting point, the 9 competences, but we didn't feel that was enough. So the next resources that we developed was a big kit of resources. And this is our modeling kit. I would suggest looking at this modeling kit as a sort of progressive idea, going step by step, like going up the stairs. So the first thing we have is we have the manual, the think tank manual. And the idea here is that you bring together people and that you have them think about their community and think about what are some issues, challenges, and then try to think about what would be good solutions here, what they could do, what are the possibilities. And here the manual again is available for download as a PDF document, which you can use, which has again step-by-step guidelines for use with learners. And it's basically very focused on participant-led ideas here for action, so that it's a bit of a bottom-up process. So this is our first step, thinking about the problem, thinking about an idea of a solution. The next step is create your action booklet. So here we are going one step, we are going to the next step of actually bringing it into action in the sense of, okay, so we maybe would like to have a cleaner beach. Let's organize and meet together and clean up the beach, or let's meet together and build a garden. So it's actually meeting together and doing something in the community. So the first step was thinking about an issue, creating an idea, creating a plan, and then we bring it to life. Again, here you have a guideline that's available, again, in all of the languages, step by step. How do you go about doing such a thing, and how do you support learners in doing such a thing? The next step is, of course, celebrating. So it is quite a big thing to not only think about the issues that we have, but actually trying to formulate a solution and organizing together and doing something about it. So here we have to celebrate a bit. Yes, we can problem solve, but we also have to acknowledge the good that we're doing. So here it's all about creating some events at the local level, which not only bring attention to some issues, but also celebrate what we are doing to mitigate them. So again, you have a step-by-step guide here about how to organize an event, how to plan for it, how to implement it, and so on. And the last step here is, this could be either as a follow-up or as an introduction, are the micro-learning sessions, because they're just short learning sessions and they're aimed to be something a bit quick and a bit easier to slot into people's lives. Because when you offer long learning programs, it's hard for people to join, to keep going, and to not drop out due to other obligations. So these are quick and short sessions. And when you look at the materials, you can see that we have truly a variety of topics, whether it's financial literacy, digital, social empathy, sustainability, health literacy, media and information literacy, intercultural competence. So we have a variety of materials, variety of competences. And for each of these, you have a description of the activity that you can do with learners. You have an accompanying presentation that follows this activity description. And for some of them, you also have some supplementary materials you can use with learners, like, for example, a quiz, which again you can implement in different ways. So here really is a wealth of materials and resources, again, available in different languages. Here, to implement all of these, we had a lot of help. So we had a help of our network. So within each country, if you go to our site and if you go to the map of the countries that actively participated in this project, when you click on each country, you will see the institutions, the organizations that helped support this project, promote this project, or implement some of the activities. Of course, we are looking into growing this network. So if you are interested, please contact us. We would be happy to have you use these materials and support learners. So this is about it from me. Again, I invite you to visit our site, explore the materials. If you have any questions related to this topic about the materials, how to use them, you can leave a message in the chat, or again, you can always contact us after this event. And now I will give the floor to Dina to talk a bit about the impact of these activities on adults and the experience they have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Well done. What a wonderful project. I'm really proud of this project, and I'm really happy to be here today to celebrate what the accomplishments, and also to be hopeful for the future, because it's really promising with all that we have done to go ahead into the future. That is challenging, we know, in this period of time, but we are together, working together to face it and to create change and transform our realities. Thank you for that. Congratulations all. And if I may, I want to share my screen. Let me see. Please confirm if you see my screen already. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
So, thank you so much. It was very difficult for me to choose a photo to put on the first slide of the presentation, but I privileged this one. It was already presented today, but it was very important for me to see how Andrea already said, the community that was built in this project. So my name is Dina Soeiro. I'm really grateful for this invitation to share some ideas about the relation of this project, the wonderful impact that already has and will have in the future for sure, in adult learning and education. And I want to express my deep gratitude for all the people involved, not just the team. It is a wonderful team, as we call it, but also the learners, all the organizations involved in the network. It is huge. The dimension of the project is really huge. The numbers are expressive, but the numbers behind the numbers are people and organizations. So well done, people. It was really, let me see if I can move on. Let me see. I'm having some problems, maybe. Let me see. Okay. Oh, yeah. So I just put in this slide the consortium, the partnership of the Origin project. But as you can acknowledge, this partnership has bring together to work in this project organizations very different from different countries that work with different people that have resources in different levels. So this partnership brought together the richness of each organization. And during this process of the project, and I'm sure that will continue to be that way, the sharing of the organizations and within the network was outstanding. So it really created a community of practice and a community of learning. So we've been doing a path during this project that is really produced a perspective of learning together, improving our practices, contributing to reflection and action, building a much more better perspective on adult education, creating impact not just on learners in the personal, individual perspective, but also on a social and collective perspective. We have seen also the engagement of the professionals and students of adult education, and I'm also a professor in the School of Education of the Polytechnical University of Coimbra, that is part of the network, and I'm really proud of that. So we managed to engage students in this effort. So the project has a huge impact, not just in the professionals, but also on the students. It also had impact on the communities. It empowered communities, as we've seen in the activities presented. It had impact on the activities that promoted civic education in the different realities that we have in the project, in the different countries, in the different regions. Also in an organizational level. The learning within the organizations was also very important impact of the project. At the national level, we have also an impact, and an international level and European level. So this is an impact that goes beyond each one of the partners. It has a more deep and wider impact that has different dimensions. And the first one that I want to highlight is the civic and democratic participation. It is active, participatory, and critical citizens who build democracy every day. And in times of crisis of our democracies, we need to work on that. Another highlight of the project is the co-construction. Professionals and participants collaborating in creating and adapting content researches to each context. So this diversity of practices in heterogeneous contexts, groups in urban and rural areas, in different sectors, from companies to more formal settings like the Qualifica centers in Portugal, or non-formal like the community-based practices and contexts that we have involved, are really contributing for the richness of this project. And I also want to highlight the sustainability of the project. More than specific interventions, this project has an impact that goes far beyond the end of the project. So this is the beginning of the end, right? But I think it's now we are much more prepared to go further and maybe create a Citizens Xelerator too. Why not? So another highlight that I want to do is this project is a fantastic example of adult education for life. And that's why it was selected to be included in the Transformative Lives Community and Society publication that the European Association for the Education of Adults gather the best practices in this area. So the project was selected to the award. It was not the winner in itself, but it was a winner for all of us, for the participants, for the organization. So I believe it was a situation of win-win. The European Association for the Education of Adults has published the Manifesto for Adult Learning, and you can reach the document using the QR code. We are translating it to Portuguese, but it will be translated to other languages, and it is really defining the principles of adult education and learning in Europe. So one of the principles is related to peace and democracy. And I want to bring this idea to this session because I think this project contributes to this adult learning and education to provide safe spaces to develop active citizenship, connecting people across borders and promote reconciliation. I believe that this project had an impact on this and also on well-being and resilience. By participating in learning, adults develop their well-being, confidence, and resilience. This enables them to take control of their lives and create positive changes, both personally and in their communities. This was a reality in the Citizens Xelerator project. And concerning the policies, European and international policies, adult learning and education contributes to key strategies in the fields of employment, innovation, equity, social cohesion, active citizenship, poverty reduction, climate change, migration, peace, and more. And these policies that we have in Europe and internationally, like the green transition, the digital transition, the sustainable development goals, the European Pillar of Social Rights, the European Skills Agenda, the Upskilling Pathways Initiative, the European Agenda for Adult Learning, and the product from the CONFITEA 7, Marrakesh Framework for Action, are policies that are focused really not on an adult education for life, as the Citizens Xelerator promoted, but are focusing and sustaining a perspective that is limited to adult education for work, leaving the competencies for life a little behind. So my invitation is that this project could be an example to show how European policies need to strengthen the democratic citizenship. And I invite you to collaborate, keep on collaborating and cooperating to engage in these perspectives of promoting citizenship education in practice, but also to show it. So we have some examples of how the project was shared in different contexts. I invite you to invest in research and show the project results and processes, not just the results, because the process was really rich, to influence the policies. And I believe the policies were already impacted in a local and national level, but we need to improve the impact of the project in a European level, enhancing learners' voices. So my invitation is, please work on this cooperation and collaboration and learning between practice, research, and policies for us to have a greater impact of this wonderful project in the policies, because we need it. So congratulations to everyone involved in the project. I want to give you a carnation. This is the symbol of our democracy in Portugal, that we are celebrating 50 years of democracy. So I want to give you a carnation for you. Thank you for this opportunity. It was really a pleasure and an honor to be with you today. And I hope I can collaborate with you somehow in the future. Thank you very much. Now I give the floor to Marta, please, from MentorTech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dina, for the insights, and to everyone to be present here. Good morning. My name is Marta, and I'm representing MentorTech, the coordinator of this project. My colleagues are already presenting the tools that we created, and I think that how we can see the impact of these tools is to see in person the implementation of our partners, of our network, and how this implementation was done in the field with our adults, with our beneficiaries, with our institutions, with our partners. So this moment will be a little bit to reveal and to uncover a bit of how the implementation was done during this project. So we will pass through the partners and to see a bit about this implementation. First, I will pass the word to VHS. So I will present, we have a small slide with the sum up of the implementation. So I will pass now the word to VHS. I will project the slides. So we have Alexandra and Ioana.
So hello to everyone. My name is Alexandra Ristic. I'm working at the VHS Income in Germany. And I would just like to thank to all of our partners who already did amazing presentations and actually already revealed how it was to be part of such a journey, such partnership, and also of piloting and working with our target groups. These are young migrants, adult migrants, NEETs, seniors, and many others who were involved in different countries. I'm here actually to speak, just to say briefly how this experience was for, let's say, for me and also for the colleagues that were part of the project team, but also to reveal and give you some insights into the activities that I myself implemented as, let's say, a trainer. And I would just like to summarize everything and say that this was such an inspiring journey to be part of this project. Also the development of the materials, communicating with the partners, learning from each other, but also later implementing all of these activities, getting to know the learners in our center, but also getting to know ourselves as well, as I may say that. So let's say that from the capacitation program that we implemented at the beginning of the piloting phase, we somehow strengthened our cooperation with our trainers working in different departments in our center. And from that point to the end, we had multiple meetings discussing possible implementation, opportunities, needs of our adult learners. And let's say we jointly worked together to address those needs, to implement, strengthen the competencies that our adult learners needed. I myself, I implemented a few local actions where we discussed mostly with young migrants and also adult migrants that are part of the vocational preparation program at our center, and also a part of the integration course. And we implemented the topics such as local actions around the Bavarian culture, sustainability in our center, where we discussed different ways our school can improve sustainability practices. We also prepared and implemented a photo project where adult migrants are gathered and somehow express their emotions and feelings after moving to a new country, to a new town. And I also implemented one of the microlearning session, accelerator days, and I can just say that all of these activities were really engaging, creative, interactive, and useful for our learners, but also for the trainers that implemented. And I might say that now the project is close to an end, just a few more days, and we are already discussing what further activities from the project can be later implemented and repeated with the same or other target groups. So this is actually a quite positive feedback, and yes, let's say this was our aim, not to stop with the project, but to continue using the resources and implementing them. So thank you. This is from my side.
I'm Johanna Jankowski. I'm a colleague of Alexandra, and I also had a chance to test and work with the Citizens Xelerator materials. In another project, I work with a group of seniors, and they also do a lot around the topics of culture and tradition in this project. And then I thought it would be great continuing working with this group also in the Citizens Xelerator project. So I did basically two different tasks with them. So the first was the create your action task. So we discussed a lot about cultural diversity, and we also created different posters around the topic. So this was our local action. The highlight then was that we used the occasion of the German Diversity Day and also gathered this group once again. And in this regard, we did a micro-learning session with them. So we also had the topic again of diversity and inclusion. And in this micro-learning session, we did, for example, play a little cultural bingo with them in the beginning. We exchanged personal experiences on the topic. And then in the end, we also got creative again by creating some posters with them. So as a general feedback, I have to say, it was very easy for me to use the materials because they were very clear and well structured. So I just could read through those and basically practically implement them immediately. So that were very easy to use. And also I have to say that this group of seniors, they were very, very motivated. They are very engaged. They want to participate. They are want to discuss about things. So it was quite easy to work with the materials, and the session was very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your testimonies. I would pass now to APSEP from Portugal. Manuela.
Hello, thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Manuela Paulo. I represent the Portuguese Association for Culture and Permanent Education, where I have the honor and the privilege of coordinating the fantastic technical team Citizens Xelerator. The most important thing of all in this project was the people from mental tech coordination, the people from the European teams, the people for the Portuguese partner institutions, the people from the training groups in the field, and all the partners of these people all. So many citizens now more active, more accelerated to exercise citizenship. To all of you, a big long life democracy, as we shot in the photo represented here in the slides. And some testimonials from participants and members of Portuguese team, such as, I thought it was to learn for later. I didn't know it was really to do it now. Really? Referring to create your action. And another thought, the project shows well what is to think about all people and to actually involve them all. Another participant said, if this always the case, I will make it. referring to the Lifecom cards in process of validation of prior learning. And the last expression, not least, we must build democracy every day, as Dina says. And this is done by exercising citizenship, and creating opportunities for greater development of this citizenship. This project is an excellent example. Thank you very much for listening me.
Thank you, Manuela.
Thank you, Marta. Thank you all.
So I would pass the word now to Asfir. So we have Carmen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carme Ors, and I represent Asfir from Girona in Catalonia, Spain. We are a non-profit and voluntary organization that works on adult education, and our main task is to act as a bridge between organizations that work on common issues. I begin highlighting our local network, who was the people who implemented the activities. For this project, we have worked implementing training and activities with both public and private organizations, which was the CFA Natura de Pineda de Mar, a municipal adult school managed by Suara Cooperative, the CFA Cases dels Mestres de Malgrat de Mar, a municipal adult school, the CFA Girona, an adult school managed by the Generalitat of Catalonia, and Fem Pedagogia, which is an organization that gives support and guidance for adult education schools. With these organizations, we cover all levels of adult education, whether formal, non-formal, or informal. And the municipal and Generalitat schools work with public curricula, while ASEFIR works directly on more non-formal and informal levels. We have also had collaborators with the Casa de Cultura of Girona, which is a public cultural center of the Diputació de Girona, which is a territorial institution, a public one, that offers various educational and cultural activities and support at different levels. Our target groups in these activities have been mostly older women with low digital skills, young people dissatisfied with the education system and who are looking for the other alternatives of learning, and personal development with different educational levels, and diverse educational backgrounds. There is someone, I think, speaking on the background, could be? Thank you. And then finally, migrant women from other parts of Spain, many of whom lack of basic skills and who have never gone to school or have gone very little, which is very important. The topics we cover have been literacy, financial literacy, media and information literacy, and health literacy, sustainability, community involvement, democracy, civic engagement, social empathy, and street management skills. And what we want to highlight about each type of activity is, for the think tank sessions, which is very difficult to say, have been very valuable for us as they help us to generate the exchange of ideas and strategic thinking on topics that are directly important to our work. Create Your Action activities have been valuable for us and our collaborators to cultivate creativity, leadership, and problem solving among our members, both individuals involved and the organizations themselves. Citizens Xelerator Days focuses on community engagement, volunteerism, and social responsibility, and can enhance our organization's reputation, strengthen its ties with stakeholders, and contribute to its broader goals. And learning activities are very valuable because they provide efficient and flexible learning experiences adapted to the needs at this time. And regarding materials, Lifecom cards provide practical activities and methods to validate and develop skills, which are applicable in both formal and informal educational contexts. In fact, one of our main objectives is to offer learners what they really want to learn. And these activities and materials are and will be, which is very important, very useful to us in that sense. It was a very exciting challenge to be in this project from the beginning to the end. The work has been hard, but very satisfying. And every one of us, trainers, learners, and staff, will learn a lot, and we expect to continue learning in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carmen, for your feedback. Now we take a small plane to Greece and we pass the word to Lila.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for this event and for the opportunity to share our experiences. And thank you all for your presentations. I work for ActionAid Hellas, and I have joined the project at a later stage. So many of the activities that have been implemented, the amazing activities have been carried out by my colleagues. I need to mention them: Sofia Elena Kouramenu, Anastasia Sidera, and Panagiotou Dozeni. There are more, but they are the key people behind all the implementation. Sorry, do I need to do something with the language? No. Or it is asking me something. I'm sorry.
No, not in English.
Okay.
It's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, great. Sorry. We have, as in the rest of the countries, we have implemented several activities with professionals, adult education trainers, and with learners. And we managed to engage almost over 60 professionals in the capacitation program and different events like the igniting events, workshops and discussions around the resources that have been developed through the project. And the main goal was, on the one hand, to equip trainers and capacitate them, make them capable of using these resources, but on the other hand, to gather valuable feedback to further enhance those resources and improve them and continuously use them in the future after the completion of the project. We had lots of feedback about the different resources that we have developed. Live cards were very, very highly positively evaluated, as well as the micro learnings as tools to use in different training settings. But creator action and think tanks were more, and the accelerator days were more viewed as methods and tools to produce a long-term social impact. Then, though, as far as the actions, the activities implemented with the participants, I must say that my colleagues have shared with me that it was a very beautiful and challenging process from the think tanks, that people sometimes were a bit hesitant to participate, to creating actions such as cleaning the park in collaboration with the municipality, identifying and removing obstacles in pedestrians' accessibility in the neighborhood, and overall producing very positive and actual tangible impact in their own communities, which has really had resulted in increased awareness of local challenges and greater confidence in taking action and drive positive change. And it was very important that a sense of belonging and socialization took place during the think tanks and creator actions and the micro learnings and all the actions implemented, which are very key elements for active participation and community participation. And they're often missing. You can see also the testimonies from the participants. It's all very, very positive in terms of their own development, personal, in terms of skills, but also in the sense of self-efficacy to produce positive impact at community level. So thank you very much. Thank you all the partners for all your collaboration, and our coordinators for all the support and the guidance throughout the project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lila, for your contributions. Now we pass to Oontes in Ireland. So we have Ruby.
Hi, thank you. I just want to say thank you. It's been a wonderful event so far, and it's been great listening to what our partners have been doing. So thank you. So firstly, my name is Ruby. I'm going to be representing AINTIS, the National Adult Learning Organisation of Ireland. I'm going to quickly share some insights about what we've been doing in Ireland. So we started this project while piloting the activities at the start of this year, and we were able to implement 63 activities and engage with over 300 learners. So we were extremely happy with that. For the micro sessions, we were able to engage with 9 community education organisations to use the resources in their settings, with a particular focus on democratic and civic literacy. So both the adult education using the resources and the learners were extremely engaged. So in Ireland, there's been quite a year of political change. We've voted on 2 referendums. We've voted in local and European elections. And tomorrow we are also going to be voting on a general election. So this definitely increased the engagement for learners and adult education professionals using the resources. For the think tank sessions, learners were extremely interested in brainstorming different ideas, kind of getting creative and generating ideas or changes they wanted to see in their community and using their voice to really create action and change. We completed 5 Create Your Actions, and this involved workshops where you are identifying your strengths, identifying issues that are important to you, and also what are the steps to create change in that. One example of this is that we were able to support 27 learners to attend an event organised by the Department of Further and Higher Education. So this meant learners were able to go to this big event with other learners and share their experience and also inform the spending of next year. So learners really enjoyed this session. I included some of their testimonies on the screen there. So one learner said they were very impressed with the conference, that the passion in the room was unbelievable. So it was great to engage with so many different adult learners in adult education, but also students in university to share their experiences to really create change. Another learner said they really appreciated the chance to attend these meetings. So we really enjoyed that. Another example of the Create Your Action we did was where we got 5 learners who are very active advocates in Ireland, where they wanted to share their experience and really push for an increase in financial support from the government for adult education. And these learners did this by participating in 5 videos sharing their experience. And so we also involved in the forward-looking sessions where we invited the adult education professionals who were implementing these activities to share what they've been doing in their settings using these resources, but also other adult education professionals that had not used these resources yet. So we learned from each other there. We presented the resources to them, and they also gave feedback on how they were going to use these resources in the future. Which was very interesting, and it was nice to hear about what other professionals were doing in their organizations. So I only joined this project a few months ago, but even looking at the resources and implementing the last few actions, I've really enjoyed it, and they're definitely resources that I look forward to using in the future.
Thank you, Ruby, for the feedback. We now pass to Italy, to Sissia. And we have Simone.
Yes, hi, good morning. It's not only Cinzia today. I'm Sephora. We are both working on Citizens Xelerator on this project. We are from CESIA. We are a non-profit association and organization and also a center of studies. And we are based in Sicily, in Italy, so in the southern part. We have been working with the disadvantaged communities, and it was useful in this case for the Citizens Xelerator project. We both worked with 2 associations. One was Other Ciminna, and the second one was Euromadonie Institute. And we succeeded in completing 18 activities in total, including 276 participants. So it's a good number, we think. And it was so good because the main target were adult learners' needs and also seniors, but the main activities engaged adult learners. mostly. We are glad to having participated to this implementation because we had the opportunity to get in touch with small communities of our territory, which are, as I said, disadvantaged. We also engaged external experts that talked about psychophysical well-being, but also sustainabilities, which are actual issues that these people didn't really know, actually. So we had the pleasure to tailor the Citizen Xelerator materials for them because most of them are illiterated people, so it was a bit challenging, we think. Yes. So it was good to also use, for example, our PPTs, but also the LifeComp cards, which were the best to use in these sessions, to let them understand and get in touch with new topics that they didn't know. We mostly worked on media literacy, also financial literacy, but also, as I said, sustainability literacy and health literacy, which was an occasion for them, an opportunity to open new perspectives, a new point of view that these people don't usually have time nor opportunity to work on. What they appreciated most was the approach that for them was also innovative, because we used non-formal activities, as you all know, I think, in a school environment, which was something that they were not used to. So it was good to create a collective but also an inclusive space for them that had all different needs in the class itself. So we are glad to having participated to having reached these numbers. It was also an opportunity for us to understand what are the needs of our city that sometimes we don't even frequent or attend. So we thank you all, and you can see some pictures of our sessions also with our external experts, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much for the feedback. We fly now to Romania.
Hello to everybody. Yeah, it's so a great pleasure to be in this final event together with you. And so my name is Mariana Matache. I am a coordinator for this project in Romania. Actually, our project were implemented not in only in one locality, one city. It is in urban and two localities in rural area. I want to highlight some important points in our implementation of the project. First of all, collaboration. I want to thank very much to project partners and our coordinator. Also, I want to thank the local partners because, as I said, our project it was in more localities, and of course our trainers, and the most important, the citizens who were involved in the implementation of the project. I want to highlight active participation of the citizens because in our project we were together with more than 249 participants, and they were very, very active. After that, diversity of the activities. We had activities from civic education to cultural, a lot of diversity activities, and of course different target groups from seniors to young people, a broad diversity of the citizen from from our localities involved in the project. And most important is the sustainability of the project and of our activities, because if you see, we started with think-sang session, brainstorming session, and we create our actions. And after that, the project was not ended, because we go further, and the citizen will implement these activities also, or we go further with these activities also after the end of the project. I want to say some words about our actions. And I can say that one very important, it was, and the name is very suggestive, is we and the community, where the people were involved in diversity of the actions, like fruit plantation, orchard, yes, and we are together in the church, where they planted this fruit orchard, and a lot of young people and seniors were involved in this action. After that, we re-established of the folklore ensemble. This was in rural area in Drajna. We have we develop a creative club together with senior people and other activities. I want to say a little bit about the impact of our project. All the people were involved in our project were very happy about the materials. They think that our products, our materials in the project are very easy, and they can use further in their activities. And of course, they were so happy, and especially in rural area, to be part in our activities and to go further with the project, actually, with the future activities. And also they are very happy to be involved further in our project. Thank you so much. Thank you again to our partners for these projects, and yeah, a lot of success for the future project. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariana, for the feedback. Last but not least, I will pass the word to Antonella from Dante, so we present the implementation in Croatia.
Hi again. So I'm presenting on behalf of the Adult Education Institution Dante from Rijeka, Croatia. What we would like to highlight here is that these materials really are engaging, and they are engaging not only in the sense of classroom use, but also supporting maybe activities that are a bit less formal and that take learners out of a more traditional classroom-based setting and take them out, as you would say, into the real world, because sometimes we really like to think that our learning is practical and focus-based, that it's kind of problem solving and so on, but maybe it doesn't seem like that to learners. So having the opportunity to actually go out into the community, research the space around them, I think it really contributes a bit more. And here, what also I would like to highlight, as many people did before me, are really the Lifecom cards. I really find them to be an amazing tool, precisely because they're a very physical tool. So I think this helps a lot in the learning process to have something that's tangible, that's concrete, and it's very flexible, because it is both general and specific enough that you can tailor it to different activities and to have a different focus on it, and different types of activities within a lesson, within a learning environment. So I really have to highlight them, and also as an opportunity for further collaboration, because we have just started, but now that we have the sets and the boxes ready, we're going to start distributing it to other organizations, and this will make it kind of live on beyond us and beyond this kind of the steps we have done so far. So looking forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonella, for the feedback. I think you made it one point very clear, is that one thing is for us to create the results and see it on paper, but then to put them in action and to see how they can be implemented and exploited to other organizations and other institutions are a great asset. So thank you very much to our partners. This project and this implementation could not be done without your great work of a local effort from everyone. So thank you very much for your efforts, for your work, for your dedication through this project. So now I would pass the word to Sylvia for the next slot, please.
Thank you, Marta. So in the next few minutes that we have in our agenda, we will share with you two questions, and we invite you to reflect and say some words about the content of these questions. The first one is, which part of the Citizens Xelerator project will most impact your professional development? And the second one, I think Marta will share with us the screen on screen the questions. The second one, what additional support would you need to implement the Citizens Xelerator model in your environment? So there are our two questions, and I invite you to answer. One or two of you can give us an answer, or you can use the chat, the Zoom chat, to write your answers, and of course share with us some points, some opinions, of course, if you have another question about all the events, some comments, some contribute, of course, they are welcome, and we can also reflect and share different opinions. So I don't know if you have one question, you can raise your hands, or just give us a note that we want to speak to have this opportunity.
Mariana, please.
Mariana, yeah.
Do you want to share?
Yes, I want to answer to this, the first question, which part of the citizen impact our professional development. For me, actually, this session, think tank brainstorming session and create action was very important for my professional development. Why? Because I am in the contact with the opinion, with the challenges for the community, for the citizen, and we can create something very practical. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mariana. It was interesting to see that the results of these projects have effective impact in communities with people, with persons. So it's very nice to hear that. So I don't know if someone else want to share with us some experience that have the opportunity to. I can't see all of you. I don't see. So if you want to say something, yeah.
Yes. Can I speak?
Yes, I can't
Okay.
find
For
who
me,
is talking, but yes, of course.
Ion, the micro is off, so you cannot to contribute, please.
yes. Do you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. For me, it was very interesting. This lifetime see this. I encountered this idea of lifecom cards in my job. For instance, I am a teacher, and these are very good tool to implement, especially in schools. I know this project is meant for adults, but it's very useful tool also for the kids. Education, it's for life. The school is not just classes, mathematics, languages, and other things, geography, and it's also education for life. So LifeConc are a very good tool to be used in schools. Maybe this is direction that this tool should be. I already did it in Romania. I gave some boxes of cards to some schools around Drajna. So I hope they will be used in future. Thank you.
Thank you, Papa. You are, of course, education is for all in every situation and occasions. So if we have these kind of tools to help us to be more professionals and more effective in our action, of course, it's important. So thank you for your share, for your opinion. I don't know.
Yes, Laila.
Of
Want
course.
to speak?
Thank you. Yeah, if I could just build on what you just said about the LifeCom cards, we had a really interesting feedback from other professionals as well, who really suggested to us to promote the LifeCom cards also to private companies who want to do internal trainings for their staff, especially for companies that they have more technological or their employees really into tech, that they need more improvement in terms of soft skills. So I think this really opens up a huge field for exploitation and transfer of this tool. And of course, it's not only that, you can combine it also with other resources that have been developed, like the micro learnings. And since I have the floor, perhaps I can also talk a little bit more about the think tank and the Create Your Action as well, which have been really significant, I think, in our case as well, because it was quite challenging, as I said before, about the think tanks engaging participants in discussions that it was not so easy at the beginning for them to understand what we are going to do, and then seeing how much their attitude changed and how engaged and how actively they were engaged in creating, then taking action in their own community, and seeing this transformation and seeing people who were also more isolated in the beginning, and perhaps their communication with other people was not that strong, and then you could see how they changed through this. And seeing the impact of their actions and how this really, I think, has a short and long-term impact, and it's really needed, especially now that we are kind of in constant crisis, and the community bonds are kind of dissolving, and we really need this active participation. Thank you.
Thank you, Laila. Of course, we have a few minutes if you want to say something, or we can pass to the other question. I don't know. What additional support would you need to implement the Citizens Xelerator model in your environment? It's important to know how we can think in other ways or other situations more specific in your context that perhaps reflecting together or thinking about how to do something different and more appropriate in your community. It's important to think about that together. It's more productive sometimes. I don't know. It was a perfect project, of course, we know that. So, there's Mariana, did you ask?
Yes, I want to give a suggestion for the future. Yeah, for example, for us, for Romania, will be great to have some, I don't know, not brochure, something more interactive with practices from the other countries, what they achieved, real practices that could be a peer learning between more countries. Yes, like this. I'm thinking now about this idea. Or to have exchange of experience with the citizen, something where the citizens, low skills people could be really involved and have experience with other countries. Yeah, is my idea.
It's a different way to involve and to commit participants in this.
Yeah, to motivate, more motivation and involvement and exchange of experience with other countries could be excellent for low-skilled people.
Okay, I agree. I think it's important to do that possibility to participants to engage in this way. Of course. Thank you.
Sylvia, I have in the chat a message.
Yeah, we have a
Maria
message.
Luisa, you see, these projects are great for empowered people, particularly the most on need, but it takes time to work on them. Besides, schools don't value them.
Okay. Sometimes schools don't have space and time to put projects like that in the schedule. So it's difficult sometimes, but it's not impossible. I think we can try to enter in these contexts more. I don't know.
And sorry, André Monteiro ou Inês também.
Hello. Yes, I was hearing. I hear all our partners, and it seems to me also from the intervention from Mariana that and from Dina. Dina mentioning that the project allowed to build a community of practice, and it allowed also to learners to be more active and to give some kind of a voice. And Dina mentioned that it would be great if we could, give voice to our stage at policy level, not only in the community that we already have in this project, but a little bit farther. And from what Mariana mentioned, it's a little bit aligned with that. So I think that what we could do in this project, that it would be also different, and I know it will be very difficult because it will be another activity. It was to have a kind of a community of practices, or at least a community of learning between learners during the project from the different countries. I think it would benefit also our learners if we could do it, or if we would plan it in our project. This can be also an idea for the future, for the organizations keep implementing not only the resources, but maybe build this community of learning with learners as well, to promote what Marianne is mentioning, the exchange of experience, the exchange of good practices, and the exchanging of ideas on what is really working on this. So this is something that we could do it in the project. It wasn't planned, but it can be a step forward, okay? About the idea of the brochure on what we implemented in each country, it will be great if we could manage to do it. I'm not so sure if it will be possible, but this is an idea that we will keep in mind, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Inês Saavedra.
First of all, thank you so much for the presentation. It was so interesting to see all the engagement from the participants. I think you are all, I know, I don't know, I give you congratulations for all the work that you have done. I also wondered, well, I saw this comment from the schools that perhaps don't value them, but a possibility could be to try to integrate it, for example, in the citizenship and development subject, that I think it's pretty much aligned. But another question that I have is how did you manage to integrate the Qualifica centers, from what I understand, in the Portuguese context? Because I think for adults, it's always hard to find the proper structures to engage them, right? I mean, if you want to work with older adults, you may find senior academias and so on. So I was wondering on this specific age that it's lower or lower under 65 years old. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Inês. About this question, I don't know if someone more qualified perhaps to answer, but I think it's, of course, adults are a difficult public, a difficult age to involve, to commit in these opportunities, in these projects, of course. But here in Portugal, we have the experience of the involvement of different kinds of institutions and associations, and also Qualifica centers. Our experiences tell us that it's not impossible, and they are interested, they are involved in entering these experiences and also in these projects. But of course, it's still much work to do to invite people and participate in these projects. Of course, I don't know if someone else can help me to
Silvia,
answer
I don't
more.
know if Sandra Gonzaga can speak a little bit about this.
Andrea
No? Oh, okay,
also.
sorry.
Yeah, Sandra or Andrea?
Sandra, please.
I will just ask you to tell me exactly what was told, because I couldn't listen very well. Sorry, I just listened to Sylvia's answer. It was about the difficulty in education in applying these projects. Was that it?
Include these kind of projects also in Qualifica centers, for example. But you are you have experience with these kind of projects in your context.
Yes, we had, and it indeed has been a great experience. It was the opportunity for us to reflect on our practices with adult learners, and also to understand that we had lots of interconnection with the aims and the tools that are part of the project. So it was a great opportunity. It's also, I think, and we think that we have been reflecting a lot on the project implementation. And I think that we, as mediators, as educators, as you can call us, we are the first to challenge. I think we have to challenge ourselves to apply these kind of tools and practices with the adult learners. And when we do it, we have great results, and they actually are engaged, as many people told, and they are committed to the learning practices. So I think it's great, but we have to actually use it and apply these kind of methodologies with our adult learners from several backgrounds, qualification levels. It's possible to involve and to create actual education practices involving everyone in the process. It was a great experience.
Thank you, Alexandra. I don't know, Andrea, you have your hand raised. I don't know if you want to say something.
Some intervention. So about the idea of implementing schools, I think Inez already suggested the idea of doing it in citizenship and the development. These materials were specifically planned for adult education, but they are suitable to be, as Johan mentioned, to be implemented with kids and teenagers as well. Besides the citizens and development subject, for example, you have the Citizens Xelerator celebration days. Schools commonly celebrate these days. So schools can benefit from this, let's say, activity also as a way to celebrate these dates. We are talking about Youth Day, for example, or I don't know, in Portugal, the Revolution Day. So these Citizens Xelerator celebration days can support schools on this. And this can be done by involving teenagers in a more direct and practical way through the think tank sessions, through the creative interaction. So it's feasible to adjust to what schools already do, okay? Not to overwhelm the teachers, not to put something else to do, but as a resource to complement what schools already do. About the Qualifica centers, as you could see, Life Concars are the stars of this process. They are only part of the project, but they are the star. The Life Concars are pretty much aligned with the adult education philosophy, okay, so and concept, and it's pretty much aligned with the way the Qualifica centers were thought, okay, and the way professions work in these centers. So they allow us to somehow work on the recognition of life competences, and they have also some activities. So I would say that for the Life Concards, it will be easier, let's say, to integrate in these Qualifica centers. As for the micro-learning sessions, for example, this is something that usually some of the Qualifica centers already have some kind of workshops on specific topics, different topics on relevant key competencies, and micro-learning sessions can work also, or can contribute for this. So despite being thought for adult education in mostly to be implemented in non-formal settings or non-formal ways, these resources have potential to be implemented in schools and with young people. They have potential, as Laila mentioned, to be implemented in companies. I think Upset did it in Portugal, some activities with companies based on our resources. So it has potential to be transferred for other settings, other areas, and other, let's say, targets, okay? I think the key here is somehow keep training or keep capacitating adult trainers for using these resources. And we have also that from the project. Okay, and that's it.
Thank you so much. I don't know if there's someone that one last minute to say something, or because the time is over and we must hand. No one? We can. So it's time to end this excellent event.
Sylvia, sorry, before we finish, before the keywords, just a reminder, we would like to have your feedback regarding the event. So here you can find a small link for the evaluation, and as well here there is the QR code if you want to access through your phone. That sometimes is easier. So we'll really appreciate if we can have some feedback from your side, from the participant side, regarding the event and the tools that you were presenting.
Thank you, Marta. Just a few more words, only to thank you all for your presence and your commitment to continuing adult education for all adults and, of course, for all in general. This is an incredible project. We have this experience for being there and for being here to watching and listening all the moments that you present us. So of course we are amazing people. So let me say goodbye to another, or see you soon in another opportunity, of course. So thank you so much for being here with us. It was a wonderful morning for learning and for being together. That's all. So thank you so much, and be happy. Who knows? So bye bye, Rosa. They are also a big
Bye. Thank you.
kiss.
Congratulations all.